How y'all doing? Welcome back to the class.
Oh my God. And welcome to Backcountry Couples. That was actually perfect timing.
Oh my, that was too funny.
That was really funny.
Sorry, there
Oh
was just a little inside joke text that I just got, like literally minuscule seconds before it goes live. I was like,
that was good.
Couldn't be any better timer.
That was actually pretty awesome.
That is boy. Fun. Well, happy pre-Friday.
Yay. And actually, it's our Friday.
Tis.
It is our Friday. I mean, I have a hot tea and you have a water, but I'll cheers, honey. Here you go.
Cheers, because these two are finally getting their butts out on the trail for the first time since September.
I know, we've been so busy.
That's like 4 months.
And we are going winter camping. I am so excited.
Oh yeah.
So we've got coordinates to head off trail to go to a little spot by the Manistee River.
Yep.
And we're meeting about maybe 20 to 30 people. We're thinking that might be what the crew is going to be. So we're kind of excited about that. Maybe more, maybe less. We'll see what happens. So yeah, excited to play in the snow and to get some.
It's going to be in the single digits at night and only in the teens during the day. So
I know it's going to be cold, but we've got our gear.
I got my toque.
You have your toque. That's right.
I got my big floppy eared toque. That'll keep my ears warm.
I know. So
anyways,
yes, we've had an exciting week here.
Yeah,
we have. So everybody, obviously, we're on Instagram.
Yep.
And obviously YouTube because you're on here. But on Instagram this week, one of our friends in the Subaru world,
Raphael,
who
AKA
is
his vehicle's Pearl the Crosstrack.
Right, that's what his Instagram account is. And he does a weekly podcast, right?
Subi and You podcast.
Right. And he does he showcases Subaru owners and their cars and whatever. And
all kinds of Subarus.
And we were the guests this past Monday.
Us and Jack.
And obviously in the car, clearly. But it was really exciting. So we chatted for probably about an hour and a half.
Oh, no, it was like an hour and 40.
It went quick for sure. But it was super, super fun. If you get a chance, it's on Spotify. It's on Apple, right? Podcast there.
Apple Podcast.
So if you get,
Android.
Yeah, just honestly,
go
check it out. It's pretty fun. Raphael's been playing some
pretty funny.
Yeah, he thought that I was pretty funny. So just listen to it. There was a lot of laughs, a lot of giggles, just like there always is here. So that was fun. We also got some mail this week. We know we love Hilltop, right? We have our Hilltop packs, our bear bag and all that other good product. But we actually got the coffee this time. Can we see that one? So John loves decaf, so we got a decaf one. And then this one is Backcountry blend. So we're going to bring this weekend and I'm excited. Make up some fun coffee stuff for sure.
Smells delicious.
I know. It's going to be cool. I love it.
Yeah, I got Grand View Dakar.
You do. Look at you all speaking French and all fancy pants there. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I know. The other thing we got is we got stickers. We got stickers from Greg Morton Outdoors. And everybody needs to go over and follow him on Insta and on YouTube because
check him out.
Is hiking the Appalachian Trail this year. And I cannot wait to follow this guy, honestly. And the little note he said was to the coolest hiking couple he knows. And I'm like, yes, it was kind of fun. So Greg, thank you for the stickers. We have stickers coming your way. So you have that. The other thing is we were. Yes, we were. We were in a chat with a new live stream with That Hiking Guy and Carlson Adventures, and they do campfires and cat holes. And we won a t-shirt and a sticker from Carlson Adventures. Oh, there he is. He's in here already. Oh, thanks.
Hey,
got your shirt ordered today.
Sweet. Times 2.
Stereo. Oh my God. That is so funny. So that was really awesome. The other thing about campfires and cat holes is they're actually guests tonight on Andy Parrish Outdoors, which is going to follow us. They're at 8:00, I think it is. We kind of go a little bit late, but after we're done here, we'll pop over there and make sure that we're say hi, which is cool.
Yeah, of course.
And we're episode 23.
Halfway to 46.
We are. Watch the rewind last week. Last week was 11 Skies, right? And check out this hat. Isn't that cool? I love it. So pretty.
It's kind of disappearing at the top because it's kind of green here.
It is.
So.
It is. But I was so cool. So thanks, Love and Skies. I'm excited to wear that. It's going to definitely be a fun hiking hat. I think so. Yeah, for sure.
We also like to always thank our sponsor.
Yep, Mickwick.
Mr. Mickwick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your head.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Here, I'll just like this. Right here. Your head's in the way.
Okay, let me move it. It's just my hat.
You got a big, tall hat.
I do. It's just kind of, it's comfy day. It's Friday for us.
Right.
Okay, sorry. Go.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
So yes, we always like to thank our sponsor, Mickwick Fire Starters, for an amazing product and for what they do over there, and for us and in the community.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
Great product. Check it out. MickwickFirestarters.com.
Right. So and actually our guests tonight
up in here.
They're gonna get a little pack from Mickwick. And these guys are from the Pacific Northwest too. So you're gonna love these. They're waterproof, they're lightweight. And I'm gonna tell you right now,
burn for 20 minutes.
They do burn for 20 minutes. But they also come in like singles. So you got a double and a single in this one. I'm telling you, everybody needs these singles like in their emergency pack. I don't care if it's in your backpack or it's in your emergency case in your car.
Yeah, we got like a handful sitting
whatever it is. So
on one of their molly panels and jack.
We do. In fact, we're gonna share some with the people that we're gonna meet this weekend so they can, see what's going on with the Mickwick. But our friends tonight, our backcountry couple, is gonna get one that is
red, white, and blue.
Yep, red, white, and blue.
And red, white, and red.
We will get that once. I don't know when, but we'll get it. I swear to God.
I know you always want to say West.
I know. Anyways, a little U.S., a little Canada. Whoop whoop. And of course, we're gonna send them out some stickers and stuff too. So that's really fun. Absolutely. But I wanted to see kind of who was in the house today. I want to see who.
Both of our moms are in there.
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Let's see. We saw Doc. Let's see, John Curtis. We got Carlson Adventures.
Yo, you're going really quick.
Today Wonderland.
Yeah, they gotta
Mark,
go.
Backcountry Paddler.
Hey, Mark.
Don Kelly.
Oh,
Darren, right?
Hi, Darren.
Who else? Alan Bieroff.
Alan,
Tanya Brown.
Hey, Tanya, nice.
Kim and Jeff on the PCT.
Sweet. Love it. Hi, everybody. Is Devin in the house?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm on my way. Be home soon. Okay, good. Hurry up.
Don't get caught speeding.
No, be good. Be good.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Good. Well, welcome everybody.
Yeah.
So
thank you all for joining us.
I know it's fun for sure. So we have been booking out backcountry couples. Obviously, we're good for January. We had to rearrange some people for the month of February. So if you are a backcountry couple or a backcountry couple who want to come and hang out with us for an hour or so, right? We're looking to fill February 3rd and February 17th. And then the only other one that we don't have filled for March is St. Patty's Day. Which I feel like that'd be the one to be on. I'm wearing green. You're wearing green.
We are not wearing green.
Why can't we wear green? Oh, because we got a green screen. Oh, we can't wear green. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we'll have to wear Guinness hats then.
We can wear Guinness hats.
Okay. That is funny. Oh my God.
Why can't we wear green?
I was so excited though. Awesome. Okay.
Too fun. Anyways, if you want to be on the show, or if you know someone who wants to be on the show, just shoot us an email here at cutequest@gmail.com.
Yes, absolutely.
And yes, the lovely Colleen will get you squared away.
Yeah, let's do it because it's all just like this. Just kind of hanging out and chit-chatting and all sorts of good fun stuff, right?
Funs, laughs, and learning everything about anybody.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's just real people doing real stuff. Hanging out,
campfire chat kind of
like a campfire chat, but
what do you mean kind of?
Yeah, it is. So if you like what you see, try and where are you doing? Oh, this way. I thought you were saying woohoo, what?
I'm pointing towards the subscribe button. Hit the little bell.
Yes. Right. Carlson Adventures. Come on. I feel like Chris might like this.
What if I dress up like the hiking?
No, dress up the hiking guy as a girl. I don't know.
Get out of here.
Boy, oh boy. Anyways, so this is episode 23, like we said, and we had tried to connect with these guys last year. I guess I can say last year now. It's kind of crazy.
I know.
And I mean, I was away and we had to cancel and we came back. I saw a few loose ends to clear up. So we're here. We're here. They're there. And exciting because we have Overlanders today.
Yes.
And we haven't had Overlanders for a few months.
It's
so
been a while, and I'm super excited.
I know. He's got questions. And I'm I got lots. We're good. We're good. I have 2 pages, but I always have 2 pages, but it's all good. Are you ready? Here we go. So tonight we are chatting with American West Overlanders representing Idaho who share their adventure, approach to primitive camping, Jeep Wrangler upgrades and fixes. Excited to hear their feel-good stories about how they escape their rat race life and venture to roam in the wilder places in our world. So England has their own royal family, you know, they got a Will and Kate. But we have our own overlanding royalty right here. So let's welcome Will and Kate from Venture to Roam.
Hey! Hey, we were Will and Kate first, okay? For the record, we were married first. Just want to
very important point.
That's right. That's right. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hey,
hello.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being on the show tonight.
No kidding. My goodness. Thanks for wrangling us in here and last minute stuff. And Kate, you're a busy woman.
I'm here though. I'm so happy to be here.
Good, good,
awesome.
good.
So are we. Like I said, I have questions.
I know. We're excited. We're excited.
You've
got the answers.
You want to know things.
You already know the answers.
You've got the answers for sure. You're fine. Yeah, sure.
My thing, overlanding's my jam. Hiking's her jam.
Right.
But that's why.
That's right.
I
It's
get
all
excited.
good.
Yeah.
So how did you 2 first meet?
Oh, boy. Okay. So I'm not going to tell the thong.
No.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to tell that story. We met in college.
Okay.
That's fine.
We met my last year of college. Kate was going into her senior year, and she thought she was dating an upperclassman, somebody who's older, but it turns out we're the same age. So
I had sworn off all men.
Right.
And I was like, the only guys I will date are upperclassmen. And he totally had me fooled because he was he was a senior, but like he was actually my age. So it all worked out.
There you
So
go.
we met in college, and then we got married really young. In fact, we're looking at our 20th anniversary this summer. Yeah. That's
Congratulations
awesome.
to you
Thank
both.
you.
You're
Thank
welcome. Amazing. Were you guys both outdoorsy like growing up?
So I would say I sort of kind of was. I was an Air Force brat. So we lived a lot like in not normal places, meaning like I grew up in Germany a little bit, grew up near an Air Force base in Florida, but my dad retired from that and we moved to Idaho. So I would say for like all of my high school time, we were up in the mountains. So yeah, camper mostly for me.
Yeah, I mean like Kate's parents put her in a truck camper when she was like 6 weeks old. Like they put a hammock in a cabinet or something and took her up to Coeur d'Alene, up to north, I think like up to Glacier National Park or something like that.
Beautiful.
And so like she grew up doing this. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And I grew up on a dirt road out in Weiser, Idaho. And so like we were out, I grew up outside. I mean, outside was what we did. So I remember as a kid, like we would go just whatever outside, adventure outside, catch crawdads, I don't know, build forts, all that stuff. And we would be very, very far away from our little kind of farmhouse that we had. And when the sun would start to go down, and it's late in the summer, the coyotes would start to howl.
Oh man.
And so it was like when you heard the coyotes howl, that's when you knew it was time to get your butt home. And so that was kind of like, that was a lot of my childhood was spent kind of outside, experiencing nature, being scared of it, running away from it.
That is like the perfect alarm clock.
I was just going to say,
totally.
It's like, okay, kids, come home when the street lights come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I was thinking, you come home when the coyotes start howling.
Oh, I used to have the worst nightmares. I had the
or
worst
you may
nightmares.
die.
Yeah, you
Right.
I mean, it's the perfect mom threat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
you know coyotes have that strange howl, so it was just like really scary for us as kids. It was a good scare, but we went camping and stuff, but a lot of what we did outside was practical. So like as a kid, we would go up to the woods to cut wood because we needed the wood for fire during the winter. And so I grew up chopping wood so we would be warm in the house. And so some of the stuff that we do when we're out doing dispersed camping and overlanding is reminiscent of some of the roots that both of us have. I think that some we're aware of and some we're probably even not aware of.
Well, and they're skills, right? I mean, those are learned skills that now you're utilizing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And with the kids too, right? I mean, you're sharing that with them. They get to see what's going on and enjoy all that and know how to do it and what to look for. And
oh my gosh. So I got to tell you, I was just editing a podcast that I did so the kids wanted to get in. So I interviewed both of our kids, and they're 6 and 8. And so I was just editing this interview with my 6-year-old son. And I was like, Emerson, what do you think is really important for 6-year-old boys to know about camping? And he goes, well, if you see a bear, he goes, because bears can come into camp, you know. I said, yeah. He goes, if you see a bear, be really still. And I was like, what if you see a cougar? And he was like, he goes, do not run away. And I was like, oh my God, he's 6 years old. And he's already kind of knowing some of this stuff because we're out there talking about those things.
Perfect. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, never turn around and don't run.
Oh my gosh. No, that's right. No kidding. So you outdoorsy, just like us, right? We love to be outside. And then
so y'all met up, and how did Venture to Roam come about?
know.
Oh boy, it's such a good story, but it's a long one. So
we moved.
We moved to New York City. So we moved to the East Coast to pursue our careers, and then after almost 10 years away from Idaho, we decided to come back, but we had been like, what's the word? Like declawed. We were declawed cats.
Yeah. We were fully metro.
You had tender tushies when you got back to the
bed. It was like,
yes. Well, and I think we sort of had to like assimilate to the city life. We had to let go of some of our roots, and we maybe wanted to try that on as a different version of ours, right? So, but then we came back to Idaho, and we now felt like cats without claws because we had tried that on for so long. But I think it was very hard not to find our way back to the beauty and the outdoors because it's Idaho. I mean, it's just so vast, and that's one of the best things about living here. And so we bought a Jeep.
But not to go out, but not to go overlanding.
Initially,
that's not why we bought it. No, we bought it because we want to take the top off.
We thought it would be a fun car to have the top off, like a convertible kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's literally.
But then we learned through friends who took us out that we could do so much more.
Yeah. We both.
And then you realized that overlanding was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know the term. I mean, it's
right?
Kind of it's still kind of a funny term.
True.
It's very popular right now, but it's car camping. But that access, and what we learned is we live in Boise, where we have so much access to public space, and not just access to public space like you get, let's say, in Utah and Moab, which is phenomenal, world class, right? But when you go to Moab, you got to get in line for gas. There's so many people there. In Idaho, thank goodness. That we have such low population density that 30 minutes from our house, we can be out in the middle of nowhere and see no one. So that's one of the things that we learned after we got the Jeep is how blessed we are to live where we live. And everyone has a great place to live. Like I'm not knocking other places of the country. We just didn't know. Like it wasn't a thing that we thought about when we were growing up here. And now we're like, oh my gosh, we need to get out. Yeah. We need to see it all. We don't have enough time. There's so much of it.
That there's not enough weekends. That is true.
So true.
Not enough vacation weeks, like whatever. It is hard to get out. Like John was saying earlier, we're going out this weekend. We haven't been out since the end of September. Just logistic wise, you know what I mean? But still, it's like
4 months.
I know, it's terrible.
Yeah. I was like, I'm dying just to get the camera out and just film something.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got this Jeep, right? Which is, you got the top down now. You're like motor long. It's pretty awesome. And then you named your Jeep.
We did.
So tell us about your friend Finn.
So Finn, first of all, like we've named all of our cars, and I do love kind of naming a car because it's just kind of fun. For example, our kids named our kid car. It's a Toyota Highlander Super X. So that's Super X. So this is Finn, but the name Finn comes from, I love sci-fi, Star Wars. And so our Jeep is white on white. So it's all white fenders and with kind of like black accents, which is commonly called like a stormtrooper. And so in the latest series of Star Wars, the first one, Finn is the first named stormtrooper. So before that, they're all just like, DBG 707. And so that's why Finn's Finn. And it's just a great, it's a very fitting story. Name. Yeah.
I love it.
He's geeking out now because he's a Star Wars freak.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, it was like my grandfather's name. It was a nice little Irish name or something. No.
I love it. Perfect.
That's fun. And what was the first mod that you did?
Oh, yeah. I think the first mod I did is still the mod that I get the most day-to-day benefit from, and that was my stereo. I got to put a new stereo in it. The stereo was terrible.
That's true.
So I put in a new stereo that I could have Apple CarPlay. So like now, we don't inside the Jeep, we're not one of those setups that has like, it looks like you have to squeeze in because there's like screens everywhere and switches, and we do have switches, but like it's clean besides the switch box because we use the stereo face for our mapping. So it's got a touch screen on it, so we can plug in our off-grid map and just have that on the screen instead of have like an iPad mini here and like a cell phone here and
so like our vehicle,
like a cockpit kind of thing, right?
It's cool. It's
screen.
Your Jeep looks normal.
I'm not knocking that approach. I have a pretty minimal aesthetic.
Well, and I would add what that allowed us to do is put a front and a back camera on the Jeep, which has been super helpful using the stereo.
Ooh.
So that was exactly because when you're out there in this on a rig and you've got to turn around and there's ledges on either side of you. It's really nice to have that both cameras going so you don't like accidentally back over the edge or same on your front end. So we've used those cameras a lot. But I think the most important one that we did though was probably the suspension. Putting a new suspension on it has probably given us the most benefit. That and the tires, and then everything else. I mean, there's great stuff on it, but
it's super fun for sure. What was the first spot that you guys went to, like overlanding to?
So as a family, right?
Okay.
Overlanding or camping?
Oh, I guess it's camping.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's the most impactful. I feel like it's what gave us the overland bug.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's overlanding. That was overlanding. Yeah.
Is we went to Trinity Mountain, which is like an 8,000 plus high mountain. And it was my first time out. Will had gone once before and he got the bug. He had taken our kids. I got like a mama's weekend at home by herself, which was lovely.
Yeah.
I know. And he's like, no. Now you need to come next weekend. And I'm going, okay. And so we went up there and it was just, part of my history as being a military kid is I was in the car all the time. So I have like this just love of being in the car and seeing the land and going from point A to B and sort of enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like I understand how I got where I got when so my parents always drove across the country. Like when we went from Idaho to Florida, we didn't fly.
Yeah.
We drove in the Ford F-150. So that part of it, I loved already. The landscape was gorgeous. And then we got to the top of this mountain and we found it was hard to find a campsite. So welcome to overlanding, but we eventually found one. So I kind of love the hunt. That was fun. But then we encountered this electrical thunderstorm, which we didn't anticipate at 8,000 feet.
And it feels like every bolt is coming for you.
Yeah.
When it's like the clouds were like scraping the top of the mountains coming over. And remember there was that other couple. There was another couple there that had driven up in like a Dodge Dart or something. And they were like, they came over and they're like, "Are you guys okay?" Because it was like raining and there's lightning. I mean, and you could hear it echoing across the peaks. And we're like, well, I mean, we're nervous, but we're okay. So we sat in the Jeep. We thought we'd be safe. We get the kids up, sat in the Jeep.
Awesome.
And then it got worse and worse and worse. And we saw that other couple drive out. They had taken the tent and literally like they just opened up the back door and crammed it. They didn't even break it down. They were just like, "We're out of here," and they like shoved it in there. I'm sure it broke into a million pieces.
Because it felt like we were going to get struck by lightning. I mean, no question. You could feel the electricity on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
But I think when it was over, we kind of loved it because everything died down. We got the kids to sleep, we lived.
Yeah. Right.
And we were able to put a fire on, and the skies opened, and we could see the stars at 8,000 feet. And Will and I just sat there probably with a drink, just like thinking about what we just spent. And I felt so alive in that moment that we had sort of experienced this danger and we knew what to do. And we didn't run away scared. We had the tools and the know-how to live through it.
Yeah.
And then we got to enjoy it when other people didn't know how. I don't know. There was just some real, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
gratitude.
We have something. I mean, it's not similar, but kind of the same effect of getting that natural high of being by the Great Lakes here in Michigan. You go to Lake Michigan, we'll go to like Grand Haven and go to Holland, and you sit. You can park your vehicle and sit in the parking lot, but you can see the entire lake. And you can watch the storms rolling across the lake, and you just see watch it bellow, and you just watch lightning go for miles across
and it's beautiful.
And it's just like
I love that.
So I mean, I can imagine it's somewhat similar to that, being that high up.
Oh yeah, I remember we used to get that in Kansas City. We lived in Kansas City because you could see so far. So here you can't see that far a lot of times because there's mountains. And just seeing those storms roll, and there's something that is like, I don't know what the word is. It's like it's coming.
Electrifying.
It's coming.
It's electrifying.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, literally.
Literally. Well, and I think it like reminds us of like not to be weird, but like our more primal selves. And
Sure.
And like I'm in such a rat race every day at work. It was kind of refreshing to have to feel that kind of stress and not not email and whatever stress.
Oh yeah, it's so true. I agree for sure. And go ahead, honey.
I was just going to transition. So I mean, after doing that kind of trail, and the trails that you've all been on in venturing, what's the best one you've all encountered?
Oh, the best trail. Oh gosh, what do you think the best trip was for us?
That's hard.
There's been some really good
Hell's
good
Canyon,
ones.
Copper Basin.
I would say this last year. Let's just narrow it to this last year because we had some phenomenal trips this last year. My two favorites were Hell's Canyon and Copper Basin. So Hell's Canyon is the deepest river gorge in North America. It's deeper than the Grand Canyon, and just nobody really knows about it. I mean, the name probably sounds familiar, but nobody goes there. It's massive area there's all this public land. There's protected areas kind of worked into it, and it's just a really wild place. And you can we drove up the face of it, right up the face of it's probably I think we probably drove 4,000 or 5,000 feet is what we gained to come up over the top of it, and camped on the rim. And just looked across at the Seven Devil Mountains that were still snow-capped in Idaho. So we crossed over to the Oregon side, looking back into Idaho, and it's postcard TV movie worthy. I mean, it's just so phenomenal. So that one, and that was, other than a few mishaps, other than like me losing 128 gigs of footage filming it, it was a pretty smooth trip. It was a pretty smooth trip. The video came out okay, so but.
Is that the trip you lost the drone on?
No, that was Copper Basin. So Copper Basin is like, it's right outside of Ketchum, and Ketchum is the Sun Valley Ski Resort is pretty famous in Idaho. It's kind of where a lot of celebrities from LA come up and have homes in the winter to go skiing. And so it's really close to Ketchum, and it's almost like Ketchum. Ketchum's like this other very manicured, really beautiful town in the mountains, and Copper Basin is almost like that. It's all 11, 12,000 foot peak mountains in every direction. This massive basin, tons of trails. A lot of it, like the main road, is maintained and oiled because it's a main thoroughfare between two mountain towns, and so it just kind of has something for everyone. We actually went hiking, Colleen. Yeah, we were hiking. Yeah. We went hiking, and we wish that we hadn't at the end of it. We were so tired. We were like, how do they do this? I mean, it was awesome, but like,
let's be fair to ourselves. There was a lot of I don't know, elevation gain.
Yeah, for us. It was like 3 miles in, 3 miles out, and it was like can't remember. It was like 2,000 foot gain or something like that. So it was
a lot
up all the way. But the people who hike that, they're like,
whatever.
Okay.
But we don't hike a lot because of our kids. We don't want to get them somewhere they can't really be. And so that trip was just us. So we're like, we're hiking. And then it was a big hike.
Yeah. But I would definitely, if people are, in fact, I just recorded today, like top 3 areas for beginners to overland in Idaho, and Copper Basin is one of them, because you don't need a big rig to get out there.
Okay.
If you have a big rig, there's plenty for you to do out there, but you could drive out there, and it probably even, I hesitate to say this, but probably even in like a 2-wheel drive, because the roads are, the main road at least is so well kept, and there's big campgrounds out there as well as a ton of dispersed camping. So yeah, Copper Basin, that's just incredible.
That's awesome. Are you guys involved in any groups? Like we have like Michigan Overland that we're involved in, like Wisconsin Overland, Northology, like just some,
Third Coast Subies
for Subaru stuff. So what do you guys have? Like
we have our own group. We're involved in groups in that we, like, I support the local groups here in town. I try to support them as much as I can. I'm in those Facebook groups because they all kind of have a Facebook group, giving as much information as I can. That's a place where I would actually give specifics to a trail if somebody asked for it. I may not post like GPS coordinates in that group, but I would certainly DM it to somebody in one of those groups, because they're really supporting the off-road overlanding kind of outdoors culture here, and I believe that it's those groups that are largely responsible for things getting too out of hand. So because they teach trail etiquette, they teach leave no trace, and so the more people we can get into those groups to learn those fundamentals, the better off we'll be in terms of taking care of our public land and having access to them. So we support those. But when it comes to going out, we have a pretty small group of people that we go with, because when you go out with the Fowlers, you're going to have to stop a lot. You're going to have to, because we're, filming everything. And I'm not the best navigator. Like, there's at least, a few really wrong turns that happen. So we tend to go out in a small group that are like, have been conditioned and
everybody knows everybody. Everyone's okay if you make a wrong turn. Everybody's okay if we get there at 9:00 at night. Everyone,
exactly.
I got you. That's good.
I think we'll go out with groups though, as time goes on. We'll do some runs, but honestly, I don't like going out with a lot of people. I like going out with only my very best friends in the world. Okay. Because part of what draws us to the outdoors is to get away from people. Right. So a big group to me, it's not something that's not what I think of first, I guess. Right. We're not like, hey, let's get a big group together and go out.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
No, I 100%.
And we kind of go either way. I mean, we've gone to some events where there's been like obviously a ton of people there, but I think we're intimate kind of things.
Like-minded people.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
They're no impact people. They know how to take care of the land and stuff like that. They're not city.
Right. Have you guys heard of Tread Lightly then?
Yes,
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay,
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Drive to the puddle. Just drive to the puddle.
Right. Because a lot of overlanders have not heard about that, and we are big advocates of it. And we're just like, no, like everybody we run into, we share that information.
Yes.
And definitely,
it's so important. It's so important, especially out here, because there's not a lot of there's like one BLM agent for 10 million acres of BLM land. So you can kind of get away with things out here that you can't in smaller geographic areas that have more infrastructure than Idaho does. And so it's critical, because people really tear up the land. They really do. And then what happens is they just
unknowingly, sadly. I mean, I don't even think they realize what they're doing.
They think
I agree with you, Kate. Yeah. They don't understand. No.
And I mean, I feel grateful when we first decided, kind of after that Trinity trip, to get into overlanding, we went total nerd out on the research. And I'm really grateful that some of the first research we did, other overlanders told us about Tread Lightly. And so that's been with us from the beginning, to your point, because it's so important. So not only do we live by it, but we try to teach it to our friends and
absolutely
that'll listen. And the kids.
The first time I went overlanding, it was just me and my best buddy. We brought our kids, and like Kate said, gave the girls a weekend to themselves. And we were looking for a camp spot, and there was this beautiful meadow, and I was like, why don't we just drive right there? Like we'll just make some tracks. And my buddy was like, Will, and let me tell you something. It's like so bad. And I was like, what do you mean? And like, I just didn't know. I was like, hey, we're out here. We can do whatever we want. Like this is public land. It's like, no, you can't, because then it becomes destroyed.
Right on. Right. That's so true. When Kate, do you decide where you're going to go on a little trail, since you love to be in the car and check out the scenery and all that kind of stuff? Do you go, geez, I'd really love to check out this, or?
Oh yeah. It's a total team effort. I mean, Will he does the detailed planning on Gaia, I would say, but half the time, as you probably know, that doesn't actually work out.
Because a video or two.
Yeah, right.
Because for a million reasons why it doesn't work out. Like, Gaia will think there's a road there and there's not. So my fun job is I get to sit, either driving or in the cockpit, but say, okay, that didn't work. What's our alternative? What's our plan B, C, D, E, et cetera. Right. And that's a lot of fun. Yeah. We just see a road and we're like, well, let's go check that out for a minute. So
I like that part too.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Katie is like really, really good at planning. And so like our packing setup is all Kate. A lot of the stuff that we have done in terms of how we organize camp, how we do things, Kate's put a lot of time and research into the products that we buy. A lot of that comes from Kate. So like, like how we operate is kind of has been largely defined by Kate. And a lot of times where we go and kind of, I can like gunsling a little bit and improvise and do the doing. I'm gonna do the do. I do the doing.
Right.
Well,
but that's a good balance, though.
It is.
Sure.
It's a great balance.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like when you go to camp, right? I mean, whether you gather wood or you have your wood or whatever, you set the fire, and we're gonna prep up dinner or set the tent up or whatever that is. Everybody has their own role, but it's integral.
Yeah.
Like is every step is important.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, and when we first got into it, I said, gosh, I really want to have this be, I don't know, as organized as possible, probably because our first trip was so unorganized. And so I find joy in that. It's probably like some little element of my control freak OCD, but to just for the kids and for us, so we can enjoy it. Like, it's planned and it's organized. So then when we're there, it's just like, nothing's a problem. It'll be fine. Kind of thing.
It's so funny. And there's this thing that happens. So you do all this work, put all this time into it, and then you kind of get your patterns and and you don't have to like check, you don't have to check everything every time. So you kind of get comfortable in going out. And it's always a little bit of pressure though, to like get everything in and leave. And so there's a little bit of pressure, a little bit of anxiety building up to any trip, but certainly to our trips. And then you're also trying to wrap things up with whatever you're doing, in your connected world. And then you get to that point where there's no more internet connection, and we seek those places. Like you never get real-time Instagrams from our account because we're never online. So when we're actually out, and it's like, boom. And then there's this thing that happens for us that settles in, and it's like, you just kind of exhale, and it's like, we can't go back. We're going forward, and forward is disconnected. And then like our senses start opening up. It's even wilder with hiking. God, I was like afraid of bears the whole time, but like your senses, like food tastes differently, like it's, and then I get it now when people say I go to the mountains to be restored.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because there is a restorative thing that happens. But we do spend a lot of time and effort and planning, but then when we get out, it's almost as if all that's gone.
Yeah.
And we're just out there on the boat, for us, it's not, it's like a boat into the mountains, basically.
Right.
Is our G.
Right. It all comes together.
Yeah.
Like, for example, so we're going winter camping this weekend, and everything is bigger, bulkier for winter camping.
Yeah.
And I just did one last look this afternoon, and I went, oh my God, we didn't pack the headlamps. which was weird.
Yeah.
I know. And I was just like, wait a minute. But it was just one of those things. It's part of the checklist. I didn't really look at it that, closely. I'm like, well, I got all this. And I was like, geez, the headlamp.
Yeah.
I know, right? But I got them. They're being charged right now, so we're good.
I'm not sure how far north you guys are, but that's there's a lot of dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Right?
dark at
especially
4
that
o'clock.
where we will be at.
Where we will be at. We can't speak today.
I can't say W's for some reason. But yeah, there's no ambient light.
Oh
there.
no,
It's like,
there's nothing going on up there.
So I mean, the only thing will be lit will be just the fire.
Right.
Nice.
It's awesome. I can't wait for that.
Cool.
So with the Jeep, like you think you would have enough room in the Jeep to like you have your rooftop tent and you got like your little size thing, but you have a trailer.
We do, yeah. So the trailer, the poor trailer. So the trailer, I love resto mods. I just love them. I love basically anything resto mod. Show me any brand of car that's been kind of restored and modified. Like I love Defenders, I love Broncos, I love Scouts, I just love that. Wagoneers. And so my best buddy Chris, who also has a Jeep, who's with us a lot, and I are both obviously Jeep guys. And so we went in halvesies on this old Bantam trailer, and the Bantam is the company that actually designed the Jeep. But they didn't get the contract because they didn't have the manufacturing capacity to build it for the U.S. government back at the time. So they gave it to Ford and to Willys or some other company. Anyway, so but as like a attaboy for the design, they gave them the trailer that they produced the trailers for the military. So there's this like Jeep history attached to these. Just to these this year, it's like they stopped making them in like 1950 or something like that. So we have a early 1940s Bantam civilian version trailer, and we restored it. And part of it is just because it was like it's easier than doing a Jeep and less expensive than doing like an old Willys. But
I mean, I watched that video, man. I mean, that trailer is like it's solid.
Yeah. No. Well, we flipped it. Yeah. So we flipped it and it held.
Yeah, you did.
We flipped the crap out of it, and we learned a lot doing that. But we're restoring it now and remodifying it now. But it's a tank. I mean, I don't know. It's like those things survived the Nazis. They can survive a dirt road in Idaho. Yeah.
Yeah, I said I like that trailer.
That's cool. Yeah. I know.
They're hard to find. We found one we just got lucky. We got a good deal on it too. Because they're even rusted out ones are really expensive. But it was somebody who wanted to do that. They wanted to do a resto mod, but they just lost interest. And so we scooped it up. Chris and I scooped it. We saw it on Craigslist and left that day.
And you're like, thank you very much. Yeah. That's crazy. Have you guys had any encounters with like wildlife and stuff like that?
Yeah. So many squirrels.
So many squirrels.
Don't even. We have a squirrel story.
Oh, do you?
No, we have beaver stories.
And beaver.
We saw beaver.
We've got a beaver story. Yeah.
Right? Luckily, not too many snakes.
You should tell the cougar, right? Is that what we decided?
Oh, yeah.
You should tell that story.
So we were at Hell's Canyon. So we had 3 nights in Hell's Canyon wilderness area. One was down on the Emnaha River, which is just a beautiful place. One on the rim, which is again world class, and then the third night was deep in the woods, way back in this little lake. And we wanted to give the kids a lake to swim in, but it had leeches.
It had leeches. I know.
But anyway, they still kind of swim. But
well, we didn't know they were leeches. To be fair,
right?
Like, disclaimer, Mama disclaimer.
Russia was like, "Hey, look at the little eels."
We thought they were eels.
Eels.
Anyway,
you're like, "No, get the salt."
Yeah. Oh, the eel bit me. Okay, but that night we had a great dinner and we had a few glasses of wine, and we're sitting around the fire and we're just kind of thinking about going to bed. And in the distance, we hear this. And we're and we're like, what is that? And then again, like, and did like a bunch of times, and we're like, that's definitely a mountain lion. That is definitely a mountain lion, and it was probably like a quarter mile away. It was, and we were kind of, this lake was, it's a lake, so it's kind of in a basin, so it was coming just from up above us, and we were like, hey, let's go to bed. Kids, get in a tent. And so we're like, okay, we're definitely gonna go to bed, and let's just hope that they don't know how to use a zipper. And And so then we went to the lake to get a bucket to put the fire out, and we get to the lake and we hear this.
No way.
And we're like, what is that? Is not so that's not a mountain lion. Whatever it is, it's huge. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm just a little tipsy and I'm hearing things. And then again, and like ripples. And I was like, let's just get the bucket, pour out the fire, grab the bear spray, and get into the tent. And luckily, we didn't have any other encounter with the mountain lion. I think it was just in heat or something like that.
Wow.
But we went and tracked what that thing was in the lake, and it was a moose.
Yeah.
So a late night
2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, a late night moose that one night, and we were like, our kids were just like free to run.
I know.
They were just like off. We were like, I mean, they had whistles, and then we had a dog with them and stuff like that. But
Okay, good.
We weren't thinking about mountain lions or moose or anything else. We're like, oh, that's great. They'll be fine. Look, they get to run around by themselves. Let them have some alone time.
Yeah.
And so now we just have parameters on some of that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would be like,
I'm mountain lion. I'm just not ready for that yet. Like we have bear spray and all that kind of stuff too. But no.
But you got to have it on you. You got to have it on you like all the time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like,
so true.
Especially if you've got kids running around. It's like, like I've got the bear spray and, my camp knife, like that will do. But like, if it's a cougar, maybe, that would help. But the bear spray is like always somewhere where we can get to it really, really fast. Yeah. Sleep with one eye open. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I have had those nights. Oh my gosh. Do you remember?
So wait, no. Funny part of the story. When that cougar or mountain lion, whatever it was making that sound, I was in the bathroom tent.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being like,
I'm kind of stuck here for a second.
Like all alone.
So that
Yeah,
noise you were
I
hearing,
know.
was that so the moose was like trudging through the lake?
Just trudging through the lake. Yeah. Just
Okay.
getting a drink or something. And it was just big, and it was pitch black out there. You couldn't see anything.
That's cool.
And so you just hear it. But
well, and we've seen bears in that country before, but that's, I don't know. This to me was more.
It was too close.
Yeah, it was too close.
Yeah, it was really close.
Sure.
We've
Right,
seen
you don't want to flash a light and then see a pair of eyes and be like,
my God.
okay, that's a little too close.
Yeah. No, I don't like that either.
We were camped along the river one night, and I saw two sets of eyes staring at me from the water. And that was a little weird. It was two otters.
Is it? Yeah.
We got the big flashlights and kind of figured out what it was. But I was like, those are eyes looking at me from the water. What is going on here right now? And it
so freaky.
took us a second, but yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean when it's pitch black
I know,
out
and
there,
your mind just wanders.
Your
And have a
mind,
glass
yes.
of wine or a cocktail or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
That just enhances everything that much more, right?
Yeah. It's like if I hadn't had that old fashioned, I could protect my family.
Yeah, right.
I must say though, I think one of the trails I really want to do after and following you guys and stuff like is the Oregon Trail.
Yeah. So we have
the history that y'all explain about it and stuff like that is
so cool. Like they're
awesome.
OG Overlanders. Those Oregon Trail people, like that's insane. A 5-month trip or something like that from Missouri to Oregon.
It is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was with covered wagons. Yeah.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
And I think it was like 20,000 people died or something along the way. It's just incredible. Right. And we have a section of it, a drivable section of it, literally 10 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. And there's a channel, I think it's called Oxfam Adventures. They did a 2-part series where they drove the Oregon Trail backwards because I think he's based out of Portland, or at least he was at some point, from Portland to Missouri. And it's really awesome. And they did have to do some drive arounds, like they couldn't be on it the whole time, but they stuck as close to it as they could. And it's incredible. That is I saw that and I was like, oh, I want to do that. I mean, it takes like 2 months. So, I don't know if I can pull it off, but you should definitely check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. I do have one other kind. Revert back to your Trinity Trail. So one of your videos, you on your second attempt to get up there, why was it closed to July? Is that due to snow?
Yeah, it's closed every year. It's not like it wasn't like it was just, that's why the title of the video is Dumb Mistakes. I just read the notice wrong. It's just closed every year because it gets a ton of snow. Just a ton of snow.
Because it's so high.
Yeah. And so they just hadn't opened it yet. It would have been fine to drive up because it was dry. But then I think they want some time so it's not so wet when you drive up that it destroys the road more. Because that piece of the road, you come up the backside and you're probably from like 5,000 to 8,000 feet. So this road, you gain about 3,000 feet of elevation. So it's really steep and it's really, really rocky because they can't really maintain it. There's not equipment that can really maintain that road. And so I think that's one of the reasons that they keep it closed for so long. But in Idaho, gosh, we went on that Atlanta drive and we stopped to read this plaque thing that had been put up, this little monument in the middle of nowhere. And it was like, here's where Peg Leg Annie got caught in a snowstorm walking from one mining town to the other, and her friend died and she lost both her legs. And it's like, yeah, you get caught up there in the winter in Idaho, top of those mountains, and you just, it can get real serious real fast. Yeah,
for sure. Do both of you drive? Like who decides who does what? Like, are you more want to get there, or do you like the more like technical stuff? Like, what do you like?
So I drive when Will wants to run the drone because I tried to do the drone thing and I just like, it is weird. Like it messes with my sense of reality to be looking at this little screen and then moving. So when he wants to run the drone, I get to drive.
I really thought she was going to be the drone pilot, and she was like, I can't take this. I can't do this. It's causing me anxiety. And I was like, okay, well, do you want to drive? She's like, I would love to drive.
Because I'm afraid I'm going to crash the drone, which
I crashed the drone and
is
smashed
a fair fear.
I crashed it so many times. And then finally it had its final death. I haven't made the video yet. But it, probably, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago, smashed on the side of a mountain, hit a rock. And then it just went like the screen just went out. Right. And there was no finding it. I hit a rock so hard. I hit it like 40 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And I think it just destroyed it. So that one's gone. I've got a new one to crash now.
Nice.
That has better obstacle
avoidance. And we bought the insurance this time.
Oh, good idea. Good idea.
So here's pro tip. If you don't turn the obstacle avoidance on, it won't avoid obstacles. So just turn that thing on. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. We're down a GoPro.
Yeah,
we lost you canoeing down some white water. And we're just like, it was so fast. It happened so fast. It was like ridiculous.
You came a little too close to a branch, and it
just caught the thing, and that was
right
it.
off. I'm like paddling. I'm like, GoPro down.
It's like,
you guys eat pretty good when you're on the trail.
Yeah, that's part of it. We try to. I think we've come off of that a little bit lately.
Lately, it's been like,
let's go easy. But we try to, eat well. It's part of the fun. It's almost like a challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can we make something super delicious and somewhat gourmet in the woods, which is fun.
Well, we put a lot of time into our kitchen setup, which is really minimal, but we have everything that we need to make just about anything other than like an oven, which we could get one of those Coleman oven things, but we're kind of holding out on that.
More space.
It's more space.
Yeah. So we just choose recipes that don't require something like that. And and most of like the gourmet stuff that we make is really just fresh ingredients.
I was just gonna say that exactly. Just the real deal, fresh stuff. Absolutely. And I like the thing how you guys said you have one rule, and the one rule is we only have excellent wine when overlanding. And I was like, that's a good rule.
Right. Yeah,
absolutely.
So we bring the good stuff.
Always.
We bring the good stuff.
What are you guys drinking? What are you drinking now? Like, what's your favorite red that you're drinking?
I'm drinking a Cab Sauv from Koenig, which is, we try to drink primarily Idaho or Northwest wines. So it's an Idaho wine.
Koenig's it's one of the early wine companies here. So we have a little wine region in Idaho that's turning into something pretty special. And so that's one of the oldest wineries. They make really, really good wine. Also Hell's Canyon wine. We actually know them pretty well.
Yep.
They're
We're
friends
writing
that
this down.
It's another favorite. Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, and then our other favorite Idaho wine is probably Cinder.
Yeah.
Which is we've been in that wine club for like 10 years. Yeah.
That's
really, really good. Tempranillo grows really well out here. So people are like, you're so bougie, but
no, enjoy it.
We've worked hard at being bougie.
Yes.
We work hard.
We're only Idaho bougie though. We're not like, we're pretty much like thumbs up, thumbs down type, like how does this taste? That's a thumbs up.
I love it. When we were in Washington State, we were just, I mean, I love Washington wines. Wowzers.
Mark Ryan's one of my favorites.
Have you had a Mark Ryan wine?
No.
Oh, you'll
Mark
love
Ryan?
them. Mark Ryan.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah. Oh, I do. He's going to grab it or me. Yeah. We're in our dining room right now.
I don't know if it'll show up.
Will it show up?
Because it's got a green.
It's so good.
Yeah, I see it.
It's seeing.
Yeah.
And so all of his bottles have like Harley stuff. Is it Harley?
Yeah.
Or like a biker
motorcycle.
Yeah. And it's like the bomb, like so good. It's one of our
Washington is just a
Washington
so
is
good. It's like the
I
next
agree.
Napa.
I'm not a big California wine girl at all. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, a lot of the Idaho winemakers learned in Washington.
Yep.
To be honest.
For sure.
Yeah,
no, we're gonna check that out. Idaho for sure. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And then, what's with the podcast? What is like? What's going on with that? Tell us about the podcast.
Oh, I just wanted to start doing things more in depth.
Okay.
So you in our TikTok world, YouTube has become like long form entertainment, right? And YouTube is not long form entertainment. So trying to get the essence of what we're doing into under 20 minutes is an awesome creative challenge that I love to embrace. But there's so much that we leave on the cutting room floor, and there's so much that's just not told because it's really presentational. Yeah. And we try to be vulnerable and be real on camera and stuff, but there's so much more that happens, so much more to talk about that we just started thinking about doing a podcast. And so we just started talking about all of those more in-depth things about our trips and some, I would say, some trending topics, but it's really, we're really not chasing trends on the podcast. We're really just thinking about, what's going on right now, what's useful for us, what's not useful for us. And honestly, there's a little bit that's just recording it for posterity. Like Kate and I did our first podcast and we just launched it last week together. It was the first time we had done it together. We're in the same house and it's always like me and Chris or something because of our schedules. But, and it was like so cool to just sit down and talk to each other and record it and remember our story. And there's something that's really meaningful to us about that. And there may be 10 people out there in the world who also find it interesting and that's okay too. But really, but seriously though, the podcast is just something so we can go deeper on things that we want to go deeper on, things that we believe in, sharing behind the scenes type stuff as well. Right.
So it's going to be American Overlander podcast.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like a weekly thing, a monthly thing? Like how do we find it? Or you're not there yet?
So you can find it on Apple. You can find it on all the major podcasts.
Okay.
I'd like for it to be weekly, and we have recorded a bunch of episodes. However, one of my hard drives crashed and killed all of the stuff that was waiting to be edited. So
you need to stop touching electronic stuff.
I know. I swear, it's like I'm cursed. So now we have like 18 hard drives in our office, like backing up the backup to the backup.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably it'll be into a regular cadence, but we're only 10 episodes in. Yeah. So we're really still trying to figure out what that cadence is. It's been probably every other week on average. But it'll be regular when we figure it out, and we'll just keep it going until people stop listening to it or somebody, we get enough feedback that says like, this is not interesting. Or we run out of time.
And what's going to be the focal point of your podcast with it when it comes to the subject to topic?
It's all about overlanding the American West. Okay. So it's really about overlanding the American West and talking about what we see out there in the overlanding world. So it's I guess if I were to characterize it, it would be just more in depth on what you see on our YouTube channel. So we're doing installs, gear reviews, mostly trips and stories. Everything we do is like story based, and this is just a way to go deeper on those same subjects, but it's not focused on necessarily just current events or just trip planning. So it's pretty broad.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have to say, your cinematography and your narrative content.
Are you a history teacher?
No. Oh my God, those poor
and the
students.
history that you bring with your
Right?
videos and stuff like that is it's pretty remarkable. I was like, I'm just sit there. It's like, okay, I can sit in the afternoon with a bottle of something
with a bottle of something
and some popcorn and watch this.
Right.
You know, I mean, I really enjoy it.
Right.
So I mean,
thank
how
you.
it's not like it's not all narrative. It's not all drone. It's like it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you put it all together really, really
well. You
Nice.
are pure talent for sure. But you were recognized, right? So you guys were recognized at the Overland Expo Film Festival.
Yeah,
So
yes.
what was that all about?
Yeah.
Well, so they have a film festival at Overland Expo, and so I submitted some videos for it, and they even say, like, on the submission, they're like, don't expect to hear from us because we get so many people submitting videos that you probably won't hear from us. So one of my friends encouraged me to do it, and I entered it in, and they picked one of our videos, and they were really great. Like they were really nice. Like they were really complimentary. I was like, we're a really small channel, and they're like, this is fantastic. So they showed it at Overland Expo East. And so we'll see what happens this year, because this year there's an Overland Expo East, West, Mountain West, and Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
And so they're doing one in Bend, Oregon, which is not too far away from us. And so I hope I can make something that works for them, that they want to show again, because I would love to actually be there. It was in the East, so flying out to wherever it was in the East was.
I think the COVID surge, Delta was surging at the moment, and so
no travel, but that was a super big, certainly validating in terms of, like, thinking about, am I making these things the right way, or are we making these things right? Because they're absolutely a group effort putting them together. So that was great. That was really cool.
That is like super amazing.
Do you have? Going by your videos, do you have any cinematography background or anything like that, or are you just winging it?
No,
good software.
It's like I don't know a lot, but I work hard.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah,
like I want to tell a good story, and I think that video is amazing because you can use all of the artistic elements. They're all at your disposal. So you can use music, you can use colors, you can use pictures, you can use video, and so when we're putting together something, we're trying to make something that's just different than the other things that are out there. And that number one, it's story first. And we're always trying to reach for that deeper piece of why we go out to the outdoors. It's not just, here's the trip, here's the trail, here's these beautiful images, which is great. It's like, and we found our balance, or whatever it is, we're trying to get at that. We're hinting at it anyway.
Well, and Will's being somewhat humble. He's not a cinematographer by training by any means, but he is a storyteller by training. Right. And I think he's just learning this medium, which is why he's being humble, but he is a highly talented, highly trained storyteller. And that's I think awesome. It's fun for that to, and
it shows through. And then we'll just going back, like we're saying, how when you, when you're on a trail, and that's the that's the story you're trying to tell. I always say to John, we plan a trip. It's always the unintended outcomes are the things that you go, wow, that was amazing, or the benefit or the impact we just had, or whatever that was. And we did it together. Do you know what I mean? It's not just, I came home and go, oh man, it was awesome. Or John came home and like, oh, I'm sorry you missed it. It was
wish you were there.
Wish you were there. Kind of thing, So as a couple, we were able to do it like you guys. And I it's amazing to be able to share that.
I think it's relatively uncommon too. Yeah. I mean, look, there are lots of couples out there who like to do this stuff together, but there are way more that don't have that. Correct. And I'm not saying that they're like less than, but it's such a treasure to be able to honestly, genuinely, truly enjoy these experiences together, because it's like, I don't know, if you both love a sports team or something and you get excited about whatever, and it truly is motivating, and sharing that is it's just we're just lucky.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why we wanted to do Backcountry Couples. We were just like, how fun is to chat with other couples who love it. You know what I mean? So
loving the same thing, doing the same thing,
right?
And stuff like that.
It is. It's awesome. So we have a friend who has he has a taco, and he has what he calls he has a sticker on his vehicle, honey.
Oh.
What's he have?
Oh, the official Jeep recovery vehicle sticker.
Yes. Have you ever been pulled out of anywhere?
Yes.
Not by a taco.
By another Jeep.
Okay.
No, I love that. I love that. One of our friends has a Land Rover.
He's just waiting in the weeds to put a Subaru recovery vehicle.
Right.
I was like, nope.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah, that's so funny. I love the vehicle loyalty stuff as long as it's good natured, you know, like some people take it too seriously, but I just love it. Like tacos are great rigs, Subarus are amazing cars. Yeah. Jeeps, Jeeps are amazing as well, but they each have their drawbacks. And our friend Tim has a Land Rover Discovery 3 that just, I don't know how he keeps it running, but he has a sticker on it that says nice Jeep, peasant. Just totally sums up like the difference between Land Rovers and Jeeps.
I love it.
Too good.
I know, it is fun for sure. What's your favorite piece of gear that you guys are using right now?
It's always the tailgate table. I'm like such a one-trick pony. It's
always.
I love the tailgate table.
Makes a home.
We use it. I don't know, just for everything.
What creates your kitchen?
Yeah, we splurged because we were just getting into overlanding, and it was like, okay, are we going to buy the expensive one, or are we going to kind of go it slow? And we went big, and I'm just so glad we did, because it gets used, like you said, so much. Even we stopped for lunch. I mean, I pull that thing out, I make lunch. Sure. I mean, it's just, So I feel like that's.
That's probably favorite piece of gear. My newest, I have two new favorite pieces of gear.
Okay.
One is my DeWalt 60-volt chainsaw, electric chainsaw. It's just I think it's, compared against other chainsaws, there's another one or two that probably are in the same league, but it cuts like a gas powered. It is okay. It has so much torque in the chain. It is just awesome. So that's one. And the other is my new axe.
Which is you, Johnny Appleseed. You're gonna be ready to start doing stuff here.
This axe is it's what wildland firefighters use, and I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's made by Council Tools. But it's a style of axe. It's based on a person that designed this axe from Idaho, northern Idaho. There were these massive fires, and
what's his name?
He knows it.
It's named after him, and I'm blanking at the moment. And I just said it was my favorite thing.
Starts with a C.
Yeah. I want to say the Big Lebowski, but no, that's not it. No. Anyway,
it's a White Russian.
It's It's an axe. It's an axe on one side, and it's like a kind of a hoe pick on the other side, and so it can replace your shovel. It's an amazing recovery tool. It chops and splits because the way it's wedged, because the way
it's a wider wedge.
And it's just beautiful. It's just like, it's a beautiful piece of gear with a real wood handle. Anyway, so those are my two favorite things so far.
You're just like, oh, my axe. Oh,
Kate's like, oh, come on, give me a break.
He does love to chop wood. I mean, it is a documented fact, and he's almost cut off his toe more than once. So,
here we go. Our level, who's
Pulaski? Yes, somebody just Pulaski. Thank you, Rebel Overland. Yeah, the Pulaski, exactly. So Pulaski was like a fire. He was like a fire chief back in like the 20s or the early teens or something, and he basically took all of these people into a cave when this massive fire was rolling through, and he pulled out his gun and he said, "You're staying in here. You can't leave." And they were like, "No, we need to get out. The smoke's coming in." He goes, "You're not leaving. You leave over my dead body." He kept them all in there, and they all lived. And think about this, like back in the day before there were like telephones or they would run to these mountain towns or internet or anything like that. They had a train. There was a train that would come through these towns in the mountains in Idaho. And they would stop and they would say, "Get in the train. The fire's coming. If you don't get in the train, you will die. And it was just this totally other world. And so the Pulaski to me it's also like a throwback to the days when you really had to just like listen to the wind. And this guy did that, and he knew what he was doing, and he saved a bunch of people. So anyway, that's a long walk. Sorry.
The Pulaski. There you
Thank
go.
you. Thanks for chatting to the Pulaski. Absolutely. Council Tools Pulaski.
Perfect. Yeah, we just I've been researching getting an electric saw and such, and it was between DeWalt, Echo, and the Milwaukee.
Yeah. I narrowed it down to Milwaukee and DeWalt, and honestly I bought what was in stock, because when I tried to buy it, like nothing was in stock.
That is what's going on here. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Everything that's
I know
it's everything sitting on a boat.
Yeah, that's true too. That is true.
But we ended up going. I ended up going with the Echo.
Oh, how do you like it?
I haven't used.
We're gonna use it tomorrow.
It's
good. Cool.
It's a beast. It feels like a real gas chainsaw. That's how heavy it is.
Wow.
Yeah. What I like about those is that they're quiet, and they don't smell. Not that I mind the smell of like two stroke, but it's the new way. I don't think we're going back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Live Today Wonderland can't be an electric chainsaw. I think it's the new. Sure. It's the new saw, especially for how we use it.
For sure.
It's just pretty limited.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
So what's next for Venture to Roam?
Wow. What's next year?
The Idaho Discovery Route.
Oh God. Yeah. So the Idaho Backcountry Discovery Route, it's 1,200 miles from Jarbidge, Nevada to the Canadian border. And it's really for adventure bikes. So there's these backcountry discovery routes that were created by adventure bicyclists. I don't know how you
bicyclists.
Cyclists.
Yeah.
Cyclists. Yeah.
So it's a pedal bike style, right?
No, it's for motorcyclists. Yeah, it's like like Ewan McGregor did that thing where.
Yep.
So those kinds of adventure bikes, and you could do it on a pedal bike. That would just take a real long time, but it's through just right down the spine of Idaho, all dirt roads, and so there's a little window when I think you can do it between when the snow melts and before fire season. We've had real bad fire seasons out here the past 2 years, and so we're hopeful we can squeeze through. And I think that's probably going to be at least 12 days, because 100 miles a day is probably pushing it. So it's probably going to be somewhere between 12 and 14 days.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of supply stops.
Right.
There's maybe, there's yellow pine.
Which is the challenge and the fun.
And the trailer.
Yeah.
That'll come in handy.
Yeah.
So so you're going to have to like coordinate supply drops and such.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to do supply drops. I think we're going to try to be like, we're just going to try to do it. Like, bring as many supplies as we can. Gas is going to be an issue, but we've got, there's maybe 3 spots along the way. Okay. We think we can gas up. And so then we're just going to bring extra gas. And that constraint, I think, is going to be really fun. But it's also like why we have a Garmin GPS. I can always text Kate from the backcountry and be like, "Hey, I ran out of gas."
That's what that was going to be my next question. So I was asking, is it both of you that are going to be going on this?
I think so.
I hope to go. My schedule is sometimes tricky, but I really want to do it.
Yeah.
So
you heard
it here.
Oh no, we're doing it in the Jeep.
We're doing it in the Jeep.
Oh, in the Jeep.
Don't drink in the Jeep.
I thought they were getting cycles.
Oh no.
It was I was like, what? The route was created by the motorcyclists.
Created by them.
But which makes it more challenging for the Jeep, because those motorcycles can do things that Jeeps can't do. And so it's a little bit harder if you're in a 4-wheel vehicle. Okay. And Idaho is a lot of Idaho is pretty untouched, and so you just don't know what you get until you get out there.
Right.
That sounds awesome.
I mean, one thing y'all got over there is that uber sticky mud.
Yes.
Oh man, yes, I'm glad.
Clay.
You know what? We get such a hard time about the mud out here, because people are like, "Oh, you just got a little mud and you bugged out." Mm-hmm. It's like, no. You need to come out here and experience this. It is like nothing.
I mean, I looked at those tires and it's like. Yeah. It's caked in there and it's not coming out.
No, you can't spin it out.
On your shoes. When you get out, you take one step and you've got 3 inches of mud that comes up on the bottom of your shoe. So it's like when you get out into that stuff, it's almost like quicksand. Like you just can't you just can't get it off anywhere. So
is it like sticky clay kind of like?
Yeah.
It's all volcanic. It's all like lava flow stuff. And so it's clay, and then mixed in is pieces of volcanic soil. And so that volcanic soil gives it grit that sticks, and the clay makes it really slick. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the nastiest, most dangerous mud I've ever
I watch you guys
seen.
spinning tires, and it's like, you can't go anywhere in that stuff.
We have a healthy fear. If you come out here to the Owyhees, the Owyhees is a 10 million acre public land area that encompasses western Idaho, eastern Oregon, and northern Nevada. And if you come out here and you ask the locals who have been out there about the Owyhee mud, they'll just universally tell you, don't mess around. Do not mess around with that mud. It's that bad. And I get it. Like, I get it. Other places have mud too, right? And other places have clay too. And maybe it's as bad as that. I don't know. But it's bad enough that we were just like,
we respect it.
Been there, done that.
It's got our respect.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I like that.
Like, I can't even think of what could go through it.
I don't know.
No, we have nothing like that.
No, we don't.
No.
We have a lot of sand.
We have,
on our end over here.
We got sand and water. And,
have you guys ever been to Michigan?
I mean, I've flown through.
No, I don't think I ever have. No.
Okay. So a lot of our friends from Minnesota and Wisconsin, Indiana, Illinois, everybody comes to Michigan. Everybody for overlanding.
Well, we got to go.
Yeah, you do.
Road trip.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's primarily I mean, don't get me wrong, the Lower Peninsula has quite a bit of trails and systems and stuff like that, logging trails and such. But the epic is always the UP.
Oh yeah.
I hear that. So that's what I hear about is the Upper Peninsula.
Yep, the UP
I mean,
for sure.
We call around here.
Come on up, live today.
We call it God's country, and it's just God's like country. What you call it. You get across the Mighty Mac, and it's just pine trees for miles.
It really is gorgeous.
And isn't there an overlanding event up there? Isn't there there's
Core?
Core. Yeah. So one of my friends,
Jason.
One of my friends, Matt Fry's on the side.
Matt was there.
Yeah.
We went winter camping with Matt last year.
Nice.
You guys do winter camping where you are is not winter camping where we are. Like, we're high elevation, but you guys, that cold that you get up there, that wet cold is unbearable.
Well, it should be a nice dry cold this weekend.
We have a -40 sleeping bag.
Okay, well that helps. Good. I thought you said it was going to be -40. I was like, what are you doing?
They're that, yeah.
It's like sleeping in a big pillow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm excited. But it'll be fun.
So Core. We were at Core this year, and that was a lot of fun. So it's a long drive, but a lot of fun.
It is. It is. You should try and make it this year.
I would love to. It looks so beautiful up there.
It is. So that is the middle of September.
Oh.
Yes. And we're going to Glacier first. We do a little road trip to Montana, and then end up in the Keweenaw Peninsula in northern Michigan.
Yeah, you guys will be so close to Idaho.
Yeah, I know, right?
Literally, we have a very tight timeline.
I know.
Yeah.
We're in the planning stages right now, two of it. It's like, there's so much to do, so much to see.
Right. So the couple we're going with, we're going to be playing. They're going to be up there this weekend too. We'll be sitting around the fire and planning.
Gonna hash some details out.
Oh, that's
it's going to be dispersed all the way. Some boondocking here and there. But I mean, I'm eager to get to Glacier, and I want to do a lot of that. We want to do some of the hiking, of course, up there, and
are you guys,
things are open.
Are you camping? Are you in a camper in Glacier?
No,
tent camping.
We're in a tent, and our friends have a trailer,
I hear because Kate's parents go up there a bit, that just the bear thing is a real thing up towards Glacier, and so tent camping. I don't know, I know they have electric perimeters and things like that. So I don't know what are you thinking? What are you going to do for that?
We have 2 cans of bear spray.
Shotgun. Yeah, I know.
And 17 rounds of hollow points.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that should help. Something you get it out in time.
It's a national park, honey. Yeah, I know. So yeah, there is a lot of
what they don't know won't
I
hurt
know,
them.
I know.
What they don't know will hurt the bear, though.
Yes, correct. I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot of logistics still to go through and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely.
Well, Glacier's on our bucket list as well. In fact,
it's close to us.
Well, we've thought about doing the Idaho Discovery route up to Glacier
yeah.
next. So you'll have to tell us what you learn.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, Fries on the Side did a great video series. I think it's like 4-part series.
That's right.
Yeah, we watched that. That was good.
Yeah, and
really
he's really detailed too. Matt is, which is really nice. So yeah, for sure. It was fun. We met them, like I said, winter camping last year. We did like snowshoeing along Lake Superior with them and the kids, and last March. Yeah, it was nice. It was fun.
Good people.
Oh my God,
down to
beautiful,
earth people.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, but that's what's so nice. I mean, you're in Idaho, we're Michigan. You know what I mean? Like it's cool, right? And it's just like-minded people, and you get together, and it's all good.
We all click.
And why we were laughing when we first came on here, so. I made some little like kind of sugar-free keto Kahlua kind of stuff today.
No.
And then our other friend was like, "Don't worry about it. I've got the fireball." And I'm like, "Oh no, that's gonna be crazy."
That's not what he said. I said you made some keto cookie dough.
And I made that too.
Cookie dough cookie bars.
Yeah.
And,
cheesecake bars.
And he came back and said, "I got some non-keto cookie dough skillet."
I don't know. Whatever.
he just had to bantam that or come back at it.
It'll be a fun weekend for sure.
Yeah, nice. That's great.
That's what it's all about.
Right? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You guys have been fun.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun for us. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was really, really cool.
Oh, definitely.
I know.
I enjoy watching your videos.
I know. You guys are pure talent. You're fun. Like I said before, you're the real deal. I love that for sure.
I was like, you want to go to Idaho?
I know. I
Come on
like
out.
it's on the list, right?
Yeah. It's a secret though.
Yeah.
Don't only tell.
Is this live? Wait a minute. Is this? Are people watching this? Go to Moab. Everybody, go to Moab. Go to Colorado.
Right. Exactly.
We mean Iowa. It's Iowa.
Right. Another Iowa state.
Yeah. Iowa. Plenty of corn and flat.
Oh gosh.
Perfect for a Subaru.
That's right.
Well,
exactly.
I also want to say, like, we love this. We love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing like this out there. So appreciate you guys for doing this, like bringing couples together and talking about, how we experience the natural world together. It's really, really great. And we're so thankful that you asked us to be on, but we're supporters and fans of regardless. This is a really cool thing.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
We just like hanging out with real people and like-minded people, and it's just fun. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And there's lots of us out there, like it's fun. And there are people who are like, even next week we have. I'm gonna say.
You can't.
I have to say it. I'm excited.
No,
I am. I'm doing it.
No, I will click that mute
button.
No. He's gonna mute her.
I know.
I have control.
I know. Okay.
This time.
I can't. You have to tune in on Monday, but it's really exciting.
Look for the Instagram.
That's
post
right.
All right. We will.
All these couples are so diverse. What they do, where they are, what they're from, age, all that stuff, and it's incredible. So
the show is all centralized around our mantra: paddle, track, camp, and overland.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just neat to touch base with everybody. So.
Oh, you know what? I want to say Mickwick reached out to us on Instagram and said, "Hey, we see you're going to be on the show with Johnny and Colleen. Like, great, you're from Idaho." And they like winter in North Idaho, and so just want to say, like, really cool that like a sponsor of this show reached out just to say hi.
Patrick's really cool.
Genuine. It was a genuine interaction. Really cool.
Yeah, he'll want to connect with you guys for sure. So I sent him an email and said that you guys from Idaho, and he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
He snowmobiles.
He's everywhere. He's so cool.
Nice.
He's like the coolest guy. So, anyways, nice. For sure. I'm sure he'll connect with you as well. And we're gonna send you that the little nipwick. You're gonna love those. Like, these are the bomb. You are so welcome. So make sure you shoot us your
mailing address,
and we'll get that out to you for sure. So awesome. Well, thank you so much. This was super fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and there's lots of exciting
a real pleasure
things.
meeting y'all.
Right,
Yeah,
and then
same.
yeah, I know, right, for sure. So stick around.
Yeah, stick on. We're gonna just drop you down real quick, and we're gonna do a little outro.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Right. Thanks again. That was cool. I want to go play in the sticky mud.
I know.
Maybe.
I feel like there's so many places to add on to. It's wild.
Idaho is like super diverse.
I was actually really shocked at how
green, desert,
mountainous, the desert thing I think was a little shocked for me too. But
we love mountains. I mean, my gosh, when we were over in the Olympics,
I know that was gorgeous too. That's true. Amazing.
Driving through the Cascades.
I can't wait to see what they're gonna do next. And I like that. It'll be fun to see kind of what video is going to be part of the film festival.
Oh, I know.
I know. I can't wait to hear that as well. That's really, really cool. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody who hung out. Thank you so much to our overlanding royalty, Will and Kate.
Yes.
That was fun. And we did have a couple of Jeep owners in the house, by the way, too. I didn't see any Jeep questions. I'm a little shocked.
Yeah.
Right?
Our level.
Would love to wander. Yep, exactly. Love to debate. Awesome. So
we always like to thank our sponsor, McWick, for the show tonight.
Absolutely.
And we'll be getting the price package out to our I wouldn't call it a prize package. It's a
thank you.
It's a thank you.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a little participation prize.
A thank you package. That's what we're gonna call it. So
right on, for sure.
All right, y'all. Well,
Happy Friday.
Jack is getting packed up tonight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we gotta load it up.
I got a hallway full of gear that needs to go.
Oh my gosh, we gotta do Tetris, I think it is, with the car right now to fit all of our gear in there. I know, we do. All right, thank you so much. Next week, Thursday, another Backcountry Couples. So we look forward to seeing you.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all on the next quest.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Peace out.